breaking up for me, but all of you guys are breaking up. So I think it's on my end. So I'm going to record anyway so that you guys can watch it back later if you want to. But choppy, it's my fault. I apologize. So Danielle, you have an audience of 3. We can be your coaches, whatever you would do in a workshop. You said that I do at my workshop. Danielle came to the soccer convention on Saturday, so I got to meet her in person, which was very cool. This is really more for you to practice how you would start a workshop, what you would say. Would you have us share with a partner? What would you have us do? So we want to be here to help you. Don't look at it as like we're evaluating you to see how good you're doing. At this point, this is just your first one. It's more for you to just get practice in what you're going to be saying and what you're going to be doing. So I are really good at pretending to be coaches in a room. And we've seen a lot of workshops. So you're on, whatever you want to do.
Awesome, perfect. Just to make sure, Maggie and Ruben, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Perfect. Alrighty then. Okay, so thank you guys all for coming today. I'm honored and humbled to be here with you guys. My name is Danielle Foxhoven, but before we get into any of this, I need you guys to make sure that you guys are getting credit for today. So if you guys will pull out your phones, I'm going to have you sign up for the course, make sure you get credit. So I want you to text this number up on the board here. It's 650-763-2405. I need you to text 3 different things. And I want you to text hashtag with the course number, which for this one is all zeros, 600000000. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing is your first and last name, all right? And then the third thing is just your email address, okay? So I promise we're not gonna spam you or anything like that. This is so that you guys have access to the developmental zone, which we'll get into later after this course, all right? Cool, so give me guys a thumbs up when you guys are done with that. Perfect, awesome. All right, okay, so we are all here today with Positive Coaching Alliance. Like I said, my name is Danielle Foxhoven. I am a former professional soccer player, now transitioned.
Did we lose her?
Yeah, it looks like it. Uh-oh.
Could you hear her clearly? Yeah, we lost her. Oh. Lost her and she's not still talking.
Yeah, hopefully.
That happens a lot.
Her internet was kind of like warbly for me to hear her, so I don't know.
Further away, the voice gets chopped up.
Yeah.
Let me call her real quick. Let me just send her a message.
She's probably still going through the whole thing and no one's saying anything.
What's wrong with you people?
Yeah.
Just click the link again. I think like there's got to be a better way to do this than Google Hangout. I try all these different ways and I haven't found one yet that I like better because this is so easy. And I think internet issues are just internet issues. And I don't think there's much.
It has nothing to do with the platform.
Join me. Yeah. There's just always internet issues. And I just feel like, I
know, it's so awkward. And it's just like, you're not in the same room. So you can't be like, wait, hold on, I can't hear you.
And I pick people's brains all the time. Like, do you guys use something? Like I'll pick businesses and things like that.
I'm back. I have no idea what just happened. I'm so sorry. My computer just like totally off.
We were just hoping that you weren't going to keep talking.
No, all of a sudden it just like went black. So I have no idea what happened. But anyways, I'm back.
That's just internet. Sometimes it's just internet issues.
Oh my gosh. No, the whole computer just shut off. So I don't know what that was. But okay, so you guys you can still see everything okay?
Yeah, we're fine.
Okay, all right. So let's just pick up right there again. Anyway, so my name is Danielle Foxhoven. Like I said, I'm a former professional soccer player. I played for the Portland Thorns and Seattle Reign before retiring and becoming a head coach. So how many of you guys have been coaches for more than 5 years? Cool, in less than 5 years? All right, well, that's me. So I am here sort of learning where you guys are. I'm new to the coaching game. Like I said, I've been coaching for about 3 years now. And I stumbled across Positive Coaching Alliance because I was looking to forward myself as a coach. So, you know, as I'm new here, I hope to learn more from you guys, just as much as you guys are learning from me. So we're all here to kind of talk about becoming a double go coach, which means in the Positive Coaching Alliance, that means that we want to coach for winning. No doubt we want to coach for winning. That's what, that's what we're doing as athletic coaches. But on top of that, we want to coach for teaching life lessons, okay? So who is the Positive Coaching Alliance, right? So we train over 80,000 coaches already, and we've worked with over 3 million youth, which is, a huge reach. So I'm glad that you guys are here to kind of add to those numbers. On top of that, we've had over 1 million visits to the Positive Coaching Alliance Developmental Zone, which you guys signed up for at the beginning of class. So we'll just dive right into it here. What is positive coaching to you guys? Tell me a little bit. What does that phrase mean to you?
Encouraging your players.
Yep.
I think it means a coach that's enjoying what they're doing and the kids are having fun.
Yeah, awesome. So I think they're super important. For us, it's kind of embodying all of those things that you guys said. It's creating an atmosphere that supports the best possible performance. So we're not just talking about, setting our kids up for success on the field, but also having them enjoy their experience, right? So the power of positive, okay? Dr. Barbara Fredrickson, who's on our National Board of Advisee and a psychology professor at UNC, she kind of says this, right? So she says there's a perception that the best way to get through to kids is through negative threats. But that's just not really the case, okay? It's not really the case anymore. I think there's a tradition of like old coaches who have come through and thought that they could motivate players by negative threats and being really abusive. But really, it shows that positivity works better. And she goes on to say that the most positive like things that are contagious, it actually come from the leaders. So we as coaches have more responsibility to be that much more positive because what we say is more contagious, okay? And study after study is starting to show this, that the days of, the abusive coach are done. So, and even elite coaches agree, okay? So looking at this board of coaches here, you guys probably know some, or maybe even all of them. These are also members of our national advisee board, and if they're the ones who are bought into this, they're the ones kind of leading the charge of this. And if they're buying into it, I think it's important that we all look at what they're doing. As coaches, we want to see our own role models, and these are the people that we want to look to. For me, it was Julie Foudy. I grew up just studying her, and now she's one of the forefront of the Positive Coaching Alliance. There's proof that what she's doing is not only setting her teams up for success on the field, but also, she's creating really amazing people off. Okay, so, and, negativity. Think about a moment in your guys' careers, whether it was as a parent watching your kids, or as a coach watching your kids as well, or as a player yourself, when you experienced something super negative, okay, and how that distracted you from the task, how it took your focus away from actually playing or moving on to the next player, something like that. These are the things why we want to teach getting away from those negative moments, okay? So my question to you is, do you guys agree? Do you believe that positivity works better than negativity?
I think sometimes yelling at my players gets their attention. And I think sometimes, if you're having too much fun and you're just making it, really just more light-hearted, I think, to not be too serious, the kids, there can be behavior issues.
Yep, for sure. So this idea of being a good challenge to your kids, right? You want to present them with a challenge. You don't just want it to be fun. I think that that's not where you're teaching how to win, right? If you're just letting them goof off and things like that, we're getting away from teaching them how to win. Having said that, if we're just negative all the time, is that distracting them from being able to be their best? What do you guys think? Any thoughts on that?
I agree with it. I think negativity distracts, and
totally. So then my question to you is, why do we feel that there is so much negativity in sports these days?
Sports can be frustrating. Everybody wants to win. Half the teams lose.
Yeah.
2 teams are playing. Half of them are going to lose. Sometimes officiating can frustrate you. Again, you've worked hard. There's a lot on the line. You're passionate, and you feel like something wasn't fair or wasn't right.
Yeah, totally. And so, there's all these things like what I'm kind of hearing you say is all of these pieces that maybe you can't control, right? They're out of your control and they're frustrating, and you lose control of it a little bit, right? So the idea that PCA is really trying to teach is that we've studied this. We've had hours and hours of study on this sports psychology research. And we've kind of taken that to develop a best practices for coaches to be able to develop better athletes, for sure. Like we've said, that's a super important part of even being a sports coach, right? Is setting our teams up for the best success. But on top of that, we want to start these practices to also develop better people, so that when those moments come up where we're super frustrated with the refs or something out of our control goes wrong, we're not taking ourselves out of the sports game and acting out of character, right? So those are the things that we're trying to teach, really teaching better athletes and better people. And the cool thing about this is that when you walk away from this session today, you're not just going out there and saying like, these are the things we want to see from you, go be a good coach, right? So, we've kind of, like we said before, you guys emailed or set up that text. Okay, so you'll walk away from here with your developmental zone, access to it, which is awesome. It's a great resource. You guys should use it. You all are coming away with this book. Okay, take it, use it, read it. It's kind of all the things we're going to go over in this. So when you walk away from here and have questions, hey, you'll be able to refer back to it. And it's kind of just going to set you up with the practical tools that you need to be a positive coach. Okay. So I want you guys to pair up really fast. Think about what you think makes a great experience for kids, a great youth experience for kids. Okay, so partner up really fast. And I want to challenge you guys to think. Okay, maybe some of you are still players. Maybe some of you are now parents. Maybe some of you are coaches now. I want you guys to think about all of those things that you think embody a great youth sports experience. So I'll give you 30 seconds here, quick. Cool. Any thoughts on that? What do you guys think?
Good coaching.
We talked about when the kids have friends. Sorry.
Yep, good coaching when kids have friends.
I think having fun and learning new things.
Yep, having fun and learning new things. I agree with you. So, as a coach now, as a professional soccer player, I had the great opportunity to be coached by a full gamut of coaches, right? The good, the bad, the ones I kind of remember and don't really, right? I've had this full gamut, but I agree with you. I think that the most important thing that I remember about each of them is how they, made me feel connected to the team. If I could be successful with my teammates, have a good time, but also, be challenging myself to continue to get better. And that's what the atmosphere that the coaches created, okay? So for us, though, at PCA, the things, kind of go over all of these things. We kind of embody 3 different principles that we're going to go over today. So the first thing is that we want to make sure our kids feel connected. When they feel connected to the coach and the players, their teammates, they're going to have a great experience. We call this filling the emotional tank. Okay. The second principle we want to talk about is making sure that our kids always believe that they can improve. Okay. The idea of a growth mindset. That's never, that you're never just going to be where you're at, and that's it. So we call this the elm tree of mastery. That's our second principle. And the third principle we're going to go over is just making sure that our kids feel proud of acting with integrity. And we call this honoring the game. So those are the 3 principles we're going to talk about today. Right? You don't have to listen to me. We have here a video clip from Edwards. Right? He's a former NFL head coach. So we're going to listen to him really fast, kind of talk about this. Okay? All right, so we'll just flip right through this.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So one of my favorite things that Herm said in that video is that when the book of your life is written, okay, will it say that you made a difference? Okay. So just the same that I was talking about my youth experience and the coaches that I've had. I've had a lot of coaches who, like I said, made a difference. Some of them I made a really positive difference. Some of them made a really negative difference. When I think back about my, what I want to leave as a coach on the influence of my kids, is that I want to be known as a positive coach. Okay, I want to know that I challenged them, for sure. I gave them, the feedback that they needed to be successful. But I don't want them to think back on it as an experience that they hated, or as somebody who learned, like, this is what I don't want to do. I want to teach them the right things to do. And I hope that we all kind of agree on that. Okay. So here's PCA's model of coaching. Okay, so we not only, like we said, the double goal coach is somebody who strives to teach how to win, okay? But we also want to strive to teach life lessons. So what are some of the life lessons that you guys feel you learned from your experiences growing up? What are some of the life lessons you take today?
How to be
Never
a good,
give up.
Never give up. Never give up. Sorry, Maggie, what was yours?
how to be a good teammate.
How to be a good teammate, for sure. Ruben, any thoughts?
Working hard.
Yeah.
Having fun working hard.
Having fun and working hard, right? So those are all the things that we learned, you guys learned as players yourself. Okay, so now we want to take away today how to become those for our kids, how to be those models for our kids. So like I said, the 3 principles we're going to go over: filling emotional tanks, the Elm Tree of Mastery, and honoring the game. So let's jump into it. So that's kind of where we're at.
All right.
What do you guys think? I think I cruised through it.
Yeah, you did. It was like 11 minutes, which is good. It's good because usually most people go way, way longer. And start in 11 minutes. In a real workshop, you're going to get a lot more than just 2 answers. So that'll, buffer in some time too. But if you can get that, through that, your pace is fast. I can't accuse you of that because mine's fast too. But I think you got through everything and you asked a lot of questions. So it was good. I'd love to hear from Maggie about what Danielle did. And then if you have maybe one suggestion on what she can improve on for the next time, that would be great.
Yeah, I thought you did a great job. I think all of your personal experience is amazing, and infuse that as much as you can. And hearing about, you playing at the highest level and then now being a coach, I think that is very powerful, and you have a lot to say. And definitely you can tell that from the beginning. You're also very personable and relatable. I think all those are really strong. I think just the only suggestion that I have is just keep practicing. I know this is like an awkward kind of format and you're kind of talking to a computer screen, but the foundation is definitely there. I think just cleaning up your transitions, but nothing that any presentation when you first do it, nothing different than that. So
totally.
Great job.
Thank you.
All right, Ruben. Thanks, Maggie.
Yes, Danielle, I thought it was very strong also. This was your first demo, is that right?
Yeah.
Is this your first one? Okay, I was looking through to see if I had notes from past demos. Okay, I thought it was very strong, and I think your pacing is going to be a strength. It's going to allow you to create all the interactivity and discussion that you want to create and that PCA likes to see in our workshops. Mm-hmm. And in order to do that, you have to have the ability to move through certain parts briskly enough. And I think you combine that with complete coverage. I don't feel like you skipped anything or left anything out. I think sometimes we trainers tend to over talk things, and I never got that impression throughout your demo today. Like Maggie said, I think people are going to perk up when you say, and as a professional player, I experienced blah, blah, blah. I know it works for me. Okay, what's coming next? I lean in. And I think, you did it at an appropriate level. You're not going to do that every single point you make. You're going to sprinkle it in. Like you did here. And then just one other highlight, Kelly, I want to mention is I thought when you got to the principles slide where you first introduced the 3 principles and connect them to the 3 needs of the athletes, you know what slide I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I thought that was like a microcosm of your whole demo. It was just the right amount. It was smooth. It was complete and not too much time. And so anyway, that slide stood out to me.
Perfect.
Kelly, I only have one suggestion. I don't know if you want me to make it now or wait my turn.
No, go ahead.
Okay. The one suggestion I have for you, Danielle, is be cautious about using words like kinda and a little bit that might take away from your conviction.
Okay.
Sometimes there's gray area, but usually it either is or it isn't. And, for example, a national board, this is kind of based on what the national board people tell us.
Yeah. Okay.
Leave out the kinda, much of what we talk about is based on what the national board thinks is important.
Yeah. Okay. That totally makes sense. Good realization, because I'm not even sure if I realized I was saying that too. So I appreciate the feedback.
If you get a chance to watch back, that's one thing you can be on the lookout for is those little moments.
Okay. Perfect.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. I think that's something that you don't realize until you watch yourself back, because so many times we use words when we're public speaking that we use in conversations with people.
Right.
Completely different one-on-one than I do when I'm talking to a group. And especially if you're talking to a group about something like this, that's strong language. If you're wishy-washy at all, and people do it sometimes, they just say like.
Yeah.
The National Advisory Board is like a group of people, and it's, people use like all the time when they're speaking. But if you're talking about the National Advisory Board, they're not like, and you didn't do it, but that's one of the things we pick up on people. Like, they're not like behind us. They're like, they are the National Advisory Board, so strength to the language is really important on that ribbon when that she did that. So thank you for Danielle. I agree. I am a big fan of getting through the introduction quickly. I think the rest of the workshop has so much important stuff, and I think people spend way too much time on the introduction, to be honest with you. On a 20-minute framework. But the 20 minutes, I'd like at least 10 of those minutes to be the coaches in the room talking.
Yeah.
Or standing up or sitting down or doing something to get their blood flowing. And I agree. I thought that your pace was excellent. And you've got good energy. You're smiling when you're supposed to be smiling. But when you're talking about negativity, you're not smiling. It help you, and this has helped me too, is knowing that when you're a fast-paced person, when you slow down to create emphasis on something, it's almost stronger. Because if everything's at the same pace the whole time, then there's no emphasis. And we tell people that talk more slowly that there's times when you need to speed up and there's times when you need to slow down and change your language. But it works the opposite for somebody that's a higher energy, faster paced person. Mm-hmm. Negativity, and you might want to just slow down and it's asking a question. You brought up a great example from your sports. I've had coaches that were negative. Right. Have you had somebody that was negative? Can you imagine someone like that? And just slowing that down can be really powerful. Yeah. Actually think like, gosh, who was the negative coach I had? I agree 100%. I think that your professional experience is a huge asset for you. Of former professional athletes that have become PCA trainers. And sometimes it's funny for me that they downplay that. Yeah. Because that's your asset. That's something you have that I don't have. That's great to be able to sprinkle that in. And you did as Maggie said, you did a really nice job with that. And I liked how you talked about it, like now as a coach, your playing experience, you've got a lot of different angles to use that material and that example. And I think personal stories are huge in the introduction. I like the way you talked about Julie Foudy. I like the way you talked about your experience. Played at the highest level. Coaches like to hear about your youth experience too, if they're youth coaches, because they want to see like, what can I do for these little guys that can help them get to that level? Mm-hmm. That too, really cool thing. And you asked a lot of questions, and you followed it up really well. So I'm excited. I think that was really strong for her to see what you do with one of the principals.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the feedback. It's really good feedback. So thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
Great. So the next time, the idea of this is to get you ready to do a final demo so that we can send you out to a live workshop. I like to give people an opportunity to practice 3 times just so you can get through the introduction, principle, and then you can do a different principle for your demo just to get, again, just reps. Yeah. So whenever you're ready to do that with one of the principals, let me know.
Cool. I will. I appreciate it. Awesome. Thank you guys.
Awesome. Ruben or Maggie, did you have anything else to add?
Oh, Kelly, I just wanted to remind you, I can't remember if you invited the Portland folks to the demo, that Danielle is actually planning to move away from Chicago and might end up back in Portland. So just wanted you to be aware of that. Maggie, I'm glad you were on with us, and I appreciate it. I don't know if you're going to eventually get the benefits of Danielle as a trainer or not. That remains to be seen, but just appreciate you, Maggie, and Kelly. I just wanted to make sure that you were indeed aware of that.
Yes, I was, but you're right. I forgot to invite them, so I will for the next one.
You can send them the video. Yeah.
All right. Very cool.
Okay. Thanks everybody.
Thank you. Good job.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.